Okay, if you have any doubts, please try to type your doubt in the comment section. I'll clarify now itself. We have learnt about control statements, no doubts. Thanks for your confirmation, Gautam. What about others, guys? Are you clear with the control statements? So control statements are very important. So in that video itself, I told you the control statements are the heart of our C programming. So if you people are clear with this heart, what heart in the sense control statements, if you are clear with this in the sense, it's very easy to move further. Okay, when you are dealing with your problems at that time, these control statements are very important. That's why I'm telling you not only control statements, each and the what each and every statements are very important. Okay, shall we move further? Shall we move further, guys? Any doubts in the sense? Please let me know in the comment section. Okay. Now in this class we will discuss about the loop control statements as well as the jump statements. Check whether my screen is visible or not. Is this visible? Yes. Wait a minute. Okay, see here, guys. So in this class we are going to discuss about these loop control and jump statements. So loop control statements are used for the flow of execution of a loop. Okay, See here, loop control statements in C are used to execute a block of code several times. Okay, if we wanted to execute a certain part of the code repeatedly, in the sense, at that case, we are going to use these loop control statements. Okay, see here. Loop control statements in C are used to execute a block of code several times until the given condition is to be satisfied. Okay, so in the for, while and do while, we are going to mention one condition. Okay, so until that condition is satisfied, that loop is to be executed. Okay, whenever we need to execute some statements multiple times, in the sense, at that case we use these loop statements. So loops in C are used in performing the repetitive tasks. Okay, I already told you. So these loops are used for performing the repetitive tasks. Okay, if we wanted to perform any part of the code repeatedly, in the sense, at that case we are going to use this loop control statements. That's what I told you. And then see here, loops in C are used in performing the repetitive tasks. Here are some situations when we need to use the loops. Okay, so see here, if we wanted to find the sum of all the consecutive integers from within 0 to in the sense, we have to sum all the values 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 and so on up to n. Okay, at that cases we are going to use this loop control statements. You wanted to take n numbers as an input from the user and store it in an array where n is not fixed. It is based on the user input. Okay, so this is one of the example where we use this loop control statement. Okay, this is the example. Then so see here, as I told you in the previous classes, the flow of execution always starts from the top. Okay, almost in all the programming languages, the flow of execution follows the top down approach. Okay, top down approach. Top down. So where the flow of execution starts here, so it will check the loop. Okay, it will check the loop present in the condition. So if this particular loop if this particular condition is true, at that case this loop block will be executed. Okay, so this is what the block which is defined in this particular loop. Okay, then if it is false, in the sense, next consecutive statements will be executed. Okay, so this is what the flow of execution of this. Then so C offers many loop control statements. Okay, so some of them are, see here, for loop, while loop and do while loop. Okay, so for loop, so this for loop repeats the block of code multiple times until the given condition is true. Okay, so the condition that we are going to mention in the for loop, until that the condition is satisfied, the flow of execution of that particular block will be present. So if that particular condition is not satisfied, at that case it will escapes from that loop. Okay, initialization, looping condition and update expression is a part of the for loop syntax. Okay, I'll show you the syntax of this for loop. So first we will discuss about what is what, then we will get into deep. Okay, then while loop. So while loop also, as I told you, these loop control statements are used for the performing of repetitive tasks. This while loop also is going to perform the repeats a block of code multiple times until the given condition is true. Unlike for loop, while loop doesn't contain initialization, updation of an expression in the syntax. Okay, see here, if I wanted to use the for loop, in the sense, for followed by here initialization and then condition I is greater than 0, and then we have to increment that value. So this is what the particular contents which are in the syntax of this for. But when we come to the while loop, see here, while here only condition is there. Okay, so this is what the simple condition that we are going, while I is greater than 0, here the block will be open. Here this is what the particular block. So if this particular condition is satisfied, in the sense, this particular block will be executed, otherwise this block will not be executed. Okay, then when we come to this do while loop and while loop are similar, but so see here, here in the starting itself while is mentioned, but when we come to the do while, first it will start the execution of this block. Okay, so block, this block will be executed, then this condition while I is greater than 0, then this condition is going to be checked. Okay, so the main difference between this while loop and do while loop is, see here, so when in the case of while loop there might be no chance of execution. Whenever this condition is not satisfied, at that case this particular block will not be executed. But in the case of do while loop, at least one chance is there for execution of this block, right? So what this do will do, this will perform, this particular code will be executed, and then it's going for checking of this expression. Okay, this is this condition. Until that, it's not going to check any condition. That's why there is at least one chance of executing this particular code. Okay, so similar to while loop, but it tests the condition at the end of the loop. So the block of code inside the while loop will execute at least once. So just now I told you the block in the do while loop at least once that particular. So why you people are exiting and joining? Okay, at least once this particular block will be executed. Okay, then we will see what is for loop. Okay, just now I told you in the for loop, here there we have, see here we are going to initialize the statement, and here we are going to give the condition and then updation of the statement. Okay, in the for loop we have three conditions. Let us take for example, for I equals to 0, I is greater than 0, and I plus plus. Okay, సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఐ వాల్యూస్ ఇనిషియల్గా 0 ఇచ్చాము. సో వెన్ ఎప్పుడంటే ఐ అనేది గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 0 అయినప్పుడు ఒక్కొక్క వాల్యూని ఇంక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తూ పోతాము. ఓకే, ప్రింట్ ఎఫ్ ఐ, ఓకే, పర్సంటేజ్ డి కమా ఐ. Okay, then we have to increment this part also, or else by default this for loop will be executed. Okay, so this is what the formal syntax of this for loop. So for followed by initialization of the statement, followed by the test expression, and then we are going to update this value. Okay, హలో, ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాం, మళ్ళీ చేస్తాం. సారీ ఫర్ ద డిస్టర్బెన్స్ గైస్. So this is what the syntax of this particular for loop is. Okay, so if this particular condition is satisfied, at that case only this particular block will be executed. Okay, so if I wanted to execute this particular block, in the sense this particular condition is to be satisfied. It is the similar way like if, so as we discussed in the previous classes, if that particular condition is satisfied, at that case that block will be executed, otherwise it's not going to be executed. In the same way this particular for loop also going to be executed. Okay, so the initialization statement is executed only once. Okay, see here in the syntax itself I told you the initialization statement is executed only once, then the test expression is evaluated. If that particular test expression is evaluated to false, the for loop is terminated. Okay, if that I already told you that if that particular condition is not satisfied, in the sense that compiler exits from that particular loop. Okay, Then, however, if the test expression is evaluated to true, the statements inside the body of for loop are executed and the update expression is updated. Again, the test expression is evaluated. This process goes until the test expression is false. Okay. So the entire description of this thing is when until the condition is not satisfied, up to that the flow what that particular block will be executed. If that particular block condition is not satisfied in the sense, it will exit. Okay. Hope you people understood this for loop. Now we'll see the practical implementation of this for loop. Okay. Is there any doubts in the syntax and all? If not, in the sense, we'll go for practical implementation. Now we'll see the practical implementation of this for loop. Okay, so now I'll try to print the natural numbers from 1 to n. Okay, so for that initially I'm giving the int. Okay, I'm going to print the integers, right? That's why here I'm using int I. Okay, so here I'm declared the int I and I'm going to open this for loop. So here what I told you first, the initialization. Here I'm going to initialize the I value as 1 and then I'm telling the what condition. Okay, so I is less than, so let me take up to 100. Okay, so I'll try to print the numbers up to 100. Okay, 100 or 101. Okay, 101 in the sense it will print up to 100. Okay, then we have to increment that value, right? So for that I already told you the differences between pre-increment and the post increment. So here I am using this pre-increment itself. Then here I am just printing the value of printf %d. So it is an integer data type, right? So for that okay, %d comma the value which we are going to print is I. Okay, so here itself we are incrementing, right? That's why here we need not to here we need not to give anything like incrementation operation and all. Okay, now we'll see the output for this. So I am going to run this particular piece of code. See here guys, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma up to 100 numbers is printed. Okay, so these particular numbers are printed as consecutively. If I wanted to print each and every number in the next line, in the sense I wanted to use the escape sequence, that is /n. /n is used for what escaping from one line to another line. Okay, now we'll try to run it. So see here guys, from 1 to it's printed up to 100. Okay, so see here only one time. See here the condition given over here is only one time, and here also print statement is only a one time, but it's performing repetitively. Okay, the ultimate thing in this loop control statements is, if we wanted to execute the particular block repetitively, in the sense, at that case we are going to use this loop statements. Okay, hope you people are clear with these loop statements, right? Is there any doubts? Let me know guys, is there any doubts? If not, in the sense, I'll move further for the while loops. Let me know in comment sections. So I want a response from everyone. Respond. If there is any doubts, in the sense, you just mention in the comment box. I'll try to clear your doubts. Okay. I think I don't wanted to ask you with your names. Hari Krishna, Shubhan, Karthik Chaudhary, Nani. Many people is there. I think 22 members are there in the class. I want a response from each and everyone. You just go with the numerical data types. Okay, Jagdish, first you go through with this, then later we will get into depth. Okay, first you just try to know what is what, then it's better to get into depth. Okay, okay, guys. Hope you people are understood. I'll without wasting time, I'm going to the next topic, that is while loops. Okay, so this is what the syntax of the while loops. Sorry, the syntax of the while loop is, see here, while. So here we are going to give the condition. If this particular condition is satisfied, and this particular block will be executed, otherwise this block is not going to be executed. Okay, so this is what the while loop is. So this is how while loop will work. Then, so how this while loop will works. So many you people are having doubt about this. So the while loop evaluates the text expression inside the parentheses. Okay, the condition which we are going, which we mentioned in that particular parenthesis, it's going to check for that. So if that particular condition is true, see here, if the text expression is true, then the statements inside the body of the while loop are executed. Otherwise, it's not going to executed. Okay, then these then the text expression is evaluated again. Okay, the process goes on until the text expression is evaluated to false. Okay, so this particular block will be executed until that what this condition is not satisfied. Okay, then if the text expression is false, the loop terminates. Okay, so it's better to work practically, then only you people will come to know how this and all. Now we'll try to implement this practically. So here same thing, I'm going to print the numbers up to 100 itself. So here simply I'm going to give the while. So in that while I'm going to give while I is less than, if I wanted to print 100 instances, I can give less than or equals to 100, right? So see here, let's try to run this. What would be the let's see what would be the output for this. So what here mentioned, only zeros. Can anyone tell what I have to give in order to get the numbers? Let me know, guys, what I have to give in order to get the numbers. Yes, what I have to give in this particular piece of code to get the numbers. So here itself I'll try to initialize the value of I. So then now tell me what would be the output. The output for this is, it will change to 1. I think now itself you have to understand that what I have to give here in order to get these values. Is there any guess? So see here, guys. So here what the output is, only 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 like this. Why it's printing like this in the sense? So here we are not incrementing any value. That's why it's shown like this. So now I'll try to increment that particular I value. Okay, see here, what I mentioned, only I'm incremented the I value. Now we'll see. See here, 1 2 3 up to 100 is printed. Okay, the main thing is in the for loop, there itself in the condition itself we incremented, but in the case of while, we are not incrementing any value. That's why it's shown like this. Okay, so the main thing which you have to keep it in your mind, that so we have to increment the value in the while as well as the do while. Okay, See here. So this is what the output for this. So hope you people understood, right? Any doubts, guys? If there is any doubts in the sense, I'll explain again. Any doubts? Shall we move further? Shall I, guys? Achyuta, are you there? Explain once again. Okay. So see here. So in the you just try to remember what is if condition. Okay. So simply, so what this particular if will do, if this particular condition is satisfied, then that particular block will be executed, right? So if not, in the sense that block is not going to be executed. Same situation here. While here only the word is changed. Here we mentioned while. Here it's checking this particular condition. So if this particular condition is satisfied, then only this particular block will be executed. Okay. Otherwise, this block is not going to be executed. So in the same way, while coming to the practical implementation, see here. Here what I have given initially, I have initialized this value as I equals to 1. Okay, I equals to 1. But then in this parenthesis, what I given, I is less than or equals to 100. Okay, so it will first the flow of execution starts from the main function. It will check, oh, int, so I is an integer data type. Then it will come to the while loop. So here in the while loop it will check, so whether I is less than or equals to 100. Yes, it's less than 100. Then it will enter to the block. It will print that particular value, I value. Okay, so after printing that value, the again once after printing that value, this particular value is going to be incremented in this line. Okay, so let's take this one, okay, as example 1. So printed 1. Then while coming to this line, that particular I value is updated to 2. Okay, then it will come here. So whether 2 is less than or equals to 100, yes, that yes, it is true. Then it will come to this line. So this particular line is executed. So the 2 is printed. Then it will come to this line. So here that 2 value is going to be incremented. That is 2 plus 1, that is 3. Now it will exits the loop and then check this particular condition, whether 3 is less than or equals to 100. Yes, it is less than or equals to 100. Then it will get into the loop. Then this particular line is going to be executed. So once after completion of this execution of this line, then it will come to this line. At this place 3 is updated to 4. Okay, here incremented, the value is incremented, and then it will come here again. In the same way, this process is going to be repeated. Okay, now it's clear, right? Is this okay, Jagdish? Shall we move further? What about others, guys? Hope you people are getting. So it's my responsibility to convey the information to you. It's your responsibility to utilize the classes properly. If you people are not active in the sense, I'm not going to the life changer of your lives. Okay, I'm not going to change your lives. That's why whenever you got the chance, you just try to ask. Okay, then we'll move further. We'll discuss about this do while conditions. Okay, so do while also works in the same way as this while works. Okay, so see here. So the do while loop is similar to the while loop with one important difference. What in this particular slide itself I told you. So see here. So when come to the while condition, so there is no chance of executing this particular block at least once. But when we come to the do while loop, there is at least one chance of executing this particular block. Okay, so that's what the difference is. So see here, with one important difference, the body of do while loop is executed at least once. Okay, the body of do while loop will be executed at least once. Only then the test expression is going to be evaluated. Okay, at, so once after completion of execution of the do loop, then only the while condition is going to be executed. So this is what the syntax for that. So see here, it will enter into the loop, and then after completion of execution of this particular loop, then it will goes to the while condition. Here this the compiler is going to check the condition. Okay, that's what here they are going to tell. So once after completion of execution of this particular block, then only it's going to execute this particular while block, while condition. Okay, then we'll see how do this while loop works. So the body of do while loop executed once only when the text expression is evaluated. Okay, so whatever the things that I told you to you people, so that's what the points that I mentioned in here. Okay, so you just go through it, then we'll discuss it, then we'll try to implement this practically, then only you people come to know what is what. Now we'll try to execute this one. So what I need to change, how to alter this while to here. Okay, so here I'll just mention 2. Now we'll try to run it. So okay, here we need to terminate this line, right. So see here, the output of both the while and do while is similar, but the main difference between this while loop and do while loop is, so there is a chance of, at least there is a chance of execution of the particular block is possible in the do while loop, but it's not the case in that while loop. Okay, hope you people got it. What is while loop, what is do while loop, and what is for loop, right? Is there any doubts, guys? If not, in the sense, we'll move further. I think you people are clear with for, while, and do while. So coming Saturday or Sunday, you people are having exam and up to your syllabus. ఓకే, మీకు ఎక్కడ దాకా అయితే సిలబస్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయి ఉంటుందో అక్కడ దాకా మీకు అయితే ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంటుంది. సో అదే ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పాం కదా, సమ్ ఆఫ్ ఎన్ న్యాచురల్ నెంబర్స్ కనుక్కోవడానికి. సో అలాంటి కేసెస్లో మనకు ఈ వైల్ లూప్స్, డు వైల్ లూప్స్ అనేటివి యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో దెన్ మనం ఫర్దర్గా ప్రొసీడ్ అవుదాం. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి, నెక్స్ట్ వైల్ లూప్ అయిపోయింది, డు వైల్ లూప్ అయిపోయింది. నెక్స్ట్ విల్ స్కిప్ ఇన్ టు దిస్ జంప్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్. సో జంప్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అనేటివి మనకి ఎందుకు యూజ్ అవుతాయంటే ఆ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ని హాల్ట్ చేసేదానికి యూజ్ అవుతాయి అనమాట. ఓకేనా. సో జంప్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆల్టర్స్ ది నార్మల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ పాత్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రోగ్రామ్. Jump statements are used when we want to skip some statements inside the loop. At that cases we are going to use these jump statements. Okay, so C programming language supports the following jump statements. So in the C programming we have these jump statements: continue, break, and go to. Okay, so the continue statement is used for skipping a part of loop. If we wanted to skip the particular part of the loop, at that case we are going to use this continue. Then when we come to the break, so in the switch case statements itself, in last class we discussed this break. So the break statements is used to stop the execution of the loop and switch case statements. Okay, so if we wanted to stop the particular loop, at that case we are going to use this loop. Okay, so and then go to, the go to statements is used for jumping from one statement to another statement within the function. If we wanted to jump from one statement to another statements, at that case we are going to use this go to. Okay, so hope you people got it. Is there any doubts? So continue is used to what skip the particular part of the particular piece of the code, and break statement is used to break the flow of execution of the statements, and then this go to is used to skip from what one statement to another statement. Okay, now we'll try to implement this practically, then only you people come to know how this and all it works. Okay, we'll go through with the previous example itself to implement this and all. So see, yeah. Okay, so I'll take the example of a while loop itself. So you can implement this wherever you want. So we'll see. So if I value అనేది ఓకేనా, ఇప్పుడు ఐ వాల్యూ అనేది ఈక్వల్స్ టు 10 అయింది అనుకో, అలాంటి కేసెస్లో నేను ఏం చెప్తానంటే కంపైలర్కి బ్రేక్ చేయమని చెప్తా. ఓకే, బ్రేక్ చేయమని చెప్తా. ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం అవుట్పుట్ ఏమొస్తుందో. ఓకేనా, సో ఇప్పుడు చూడండి ఏమైంది. ఇప్పుడు ఏ టైంలో అయితే మనకు ఐ వాల్యూ అనేది 10 అయిందో మనకు తెలుసు ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ అనేది ఇక్కడ మెయిన్ ఫంక్షన్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇట్ విల్ చెక్ ది డేటా టైప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ పర్టిక్యులర్ ఐ. సో వన్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీషన్ ఆఫ్ చెకింగ్ ది డేటా టైప్, then it will come to the while loop. It will check the condition I is less than or equals to 100. So yes, it is yes, I value is less than or equals to 100. Then it will try to print this particular line. So once after completion of execution of printing the line, then it will go to the increment operation. So here that particular I value is going to be updated. But when we so as I told you, it follows the top down approach. Then it will enter to this particular block. So if I value is equals to 0, so when the compiler comes here, if the I value is equals to 0 equals to 10 in the sense, at that case what I am telling the compiler, so you just break the flow of execution of the code. Okay, that's why the output shown like this. Then I'll try to alter this as by using continue. So if I give continue in this sense, is there any guess? Is there any guys? If I use continue, what the compiler will do? Okay, see here, if I equals to 10 in the sense, at that case that particular I is not going to be executed, then the remaining conditions will be executed. Okay, so here we'll try to run this. See here, though the I value is a 10, see here, though the I value is 10, it's not going to halt the flow of execution. As it is, whatever the thing is there, so it's printed as it is. Okay, so this is what the continue is. Then so go to in further classes we will discuss about this go to. Okay, so is there any doubts? Please let me know guys. If you people are having any doubts in the sense, at that case I'll try to clarify your doubts. And also one more one more jump statements is available in the C, that is return. Okay, so return 0 is nothing but it's not going to return anything. The return 1 in the sense at that case, and whatever the thing that we are going to mention in that return, that's going to be printed. Okay, so in most of the programs we have used that return. That's why I'm not stressed more over there. So okay, I'll try to update your notes. So I already informed you, if you want your device notes in the sense, you can check out our official website startelearning.in. So I'll show you once again. Startelearning.in is our official website. Here In the starting itself, you found that device nodes. So here you are in the C programming master classes. You just click this, so it will be redirected to Google Drive. See here, it is day 1 nodes, day 2, day 3, day 4 nodes, and these are the examples. Okay, now I'll try to update your day 5 nodes. Let me know, guys, is there any doubts? If you have any doubts, I'll try to clarify your doubts. Okay, I'll send you the attendance link. Kindly fill the attendance. పవన్ గౌతమ్ ఎం రా ఏమన్నా అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? ఊరికనే వినేది కాదు. ఉమ్? ఏం శుభన్, నీకదేమే అర్థమవుతుందా?